Yeah. Your show about to start,
Hey,
Cole.
yes, it is Corey's show. And everybody, thank you for tuning into the Fight Club. This is your boy Duce. As always, it's Corey's show, CB.
Hey,
Over there, as always, we got Sensei Till, Jonathan Tillman as well. I hope everybody's having a good
Yo.
Father's Day weekend out there. So shout out to all the dads. You
Hmm.
know, please don't wish any single moms happy Father's Day. Don't wish
Don't
that.
do that. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do
Don't do
that.
that.
Dads don't get enough
Don't do
shine.
that.
Let the dads have their weekend. Let's not call it grads and dads. It's Father's Day. It's not that many great dads out
Right.
there, so let them have their shine today.
Right.
All right, but what's up, fellas? How y'all been?
we here, man. Another
Hanging in
episode.
there, man.
Bless.
Being
Most
an
definitely.
adult
Yeah.
Yes,
sucks.
adulting. Shoot, since the last time we had a show, our boy Corey got him a new spot. He done moved up in the world,
Hmm.
you know.
Hmm.
And oh yeah, we gotta give a birthday shout out to Corey Blaze over there. You know,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
old man,
Yeah.
old young man over there. So,
Yeah, man.
happy birthday to you, bro.
Hey, I appreciate it, fellas. Just I hope one day I can get to see Till age.
Yeah, you gotta catch up. He right behind Morgan Freeman or right ahead of Morgan Freeman, so we can't figure that out. It depends on the tablets
Y'all
and
got jokes.
you
Y'all
gotta
got
refer to
jokes.
ancient historians to figure out his true age. We're not sure. It depends on if we're using the Mayan calendar or the Roman calendar. I'm
I
not sure.
see. I see. Uh-huh.
All right, but yeah, man, it's always good to be with you guys here with the Fight Club. As always, in the digital dojo, talking about fighting games and the FGC fighting game community. Um, we've been hanging out lately. We've been playing some Street Fighter. We've been playing. We jumped back into Injustice now that we got a new trailer for the new game. We're Tekken Tag free on the Xbox One for backwards compatibility. So we've been mashing buttons on that because we haven't played that in a while. It's been a fun couple
Just
of
reminded
weeks.
me.
Um, let's see, we had Evo. I mean, not Evo, but E3 this past week. So that's always
Hmm.
fun. That's always fun. It hasn't been as heavy for us in the fighting game community as the last 2 years have been. Last 2 years at E3, we got quite a bit of Street Fighter news. We had some Mortal Kombat news. Killer Instinct was doing big things. This year was a little bit, say, watered down. Maybe it's a transitional year. We'll see what's going on in the next couple of years as far as fighting games. But it seemed like the only thing we got this year was uh, finally got a window of release for Tekken 7. So raise your hands in the air. We at least got a window of release after 3 years of playing the game in arcade.
Right. Right.
It's been at the last two Evos, and we're finally getting a console release. So we can party over that and see if that actually becomes a reality. So spring of 2017 for you Tekken heads out there that's just been waiting for Tekken in the new gen. Um,
Hmm.
what y'all think about that? The trailers for Tekken so far.
Go ahead, birthday boy.
Oh, come on, man! Don't do this. Um, I was actually really surprised. When I was watching a live stream, I saw how they're incorporating the fight into the cinematic CGI stuff. I thought that was pretty awesome. I'm definitely looking forward to play with Akun because I don't have him in Street Fighter Five as of yet, and it was interesting to see them actually incorporate Hados, DPs, Tatsus, and all the other good stuff into that game. Uh, I haven't seen a lot of the characters that I like to play in Tekken footage, so I guess that's what I'm looking forward to the most. I've seen all the other characters, but the people I like, Lars. I don't see a lot of King. Um, it's still some. I like Shaheen, but a lot of people don't use him that much. I guess because he's considered the best character, they don't use him out the gate. So I'm interested to see what a lot of the other characters have to offer and how this story mode is going to play out. Because from what they said, this might be the last Tekken or last. They're going to end the story as of now because the Tekken story has been going on for 7 games now. Either they're going to reboot the franchise or take it another way. But I'm interested to see what Harada and Shamco got planned over there.
Oh Namco, oh Namco. Um, well, they finally released the story trailer and it does look great. I like the cinematic uh, quality that they bring in to the story mode. I'm a big fan of story mode in fighting games because I like the lore. I like to know why I'm punching somebody in the face or trying to kick them in the gut. To me, that's a good motivator as far as who I want to play and things of that nature. I like a good story. So I like to know why. I mean, yeah, you can have a red guy versus blue guy and then fight, and like what's the
Right.
game? Virtual Fighter back in the day. There's really no real story. It's just a bunch of fighting guys in a tournament, But it's good nowadays that with all these great graphics and you have all this emotion on their faces and you can see all of this it just clashing under the level story because they do have a story because how do they design the character? I like
Right.
it when they
Right.
show them and actually put that story and let us know what the story is. Um, and Tekken has always done a decent job, even though their timeline is all screwed up. You don't know which game is before what, and you got to kind of wiki that to figure out what's going on in the story for real. But they've done a good job with their cinematics in their game for a while now. Um, NetherRealm with Mortal Kombat done a good job with their story. Um, the Japanese games, though wacky and very anime, their story has always been pretty good as well. Like Guilty Gear and a Blaze Blue and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Their stories
The
are
story
so their
on those
stories are
games are
so
good.
convoluted. Them stories are
It's
so fucking convoluted.
they're
Like
screwed.
there's
They're
so
screwed,
much,
but they give you
so
some
many
sort
plot
of
holes.
they give you something to
Yeah,
watch.
they give you something. Yeah, they
Yeah.
give you
They
something
give
to
you
watch.
something to
They
watch.
give you something to watch. Because I
In
sat
order
through the Blaze Blue story mode, the one where you just gotta click A and watch it, bruh.
crazy.
I still don't know what the story is about.
Me and Duke watched an actual show. Me
Yeah,
Man,
and Duke watched the show. He said, "Bro, hit me up when you finish it." I hit him back. I said, "What happened?" He said, "I don't know."
I don't know.
exactly, exactly.
It's like it throws you into the middle of the story, and then it cuts off at the middle of the end of the story. We like, so how did we get?
Right.
How did we get here? We have no clue.
And then you
So
play through the arcade mode for Blaze Blue, and you still don't have a clue. It's really bad. And then
Right.
the wiki pages for each of the characters are like 6 pages long. It's ridiculous for each character for the story. So
Right.
yeah, no, it's very convoluted and complicated to catch up with. So I'm interested to see what Tekken does with their story. And it seems like with all the pressure from all their competition, Street Fighter decided to finally put their story together. We should be getting that in the next week or two. Finally, even though the game's been out for a while, but they told us it wasn't coming out until June. And they gave us a little before E3. They gave us a little preview as far as what the story elements could be. They showed a part of it with Balrog as a kind of a teaser. And just it's funny. So I'm not going to compare it to Mortal Kombat X because that game came out and we've played that whole story, And I'm not going to I'm not going to compare it to any other like Blaze Blue or Guilty Gear or any other game or even Killer Instinct with their story because that's already out. So I want to compare the little bit of story I've seen from Street Fighter to the little bit of story, literally 5 minutes of what I've seen for Tekken. The story elements for Street Fighter V don't look as crisp, don't look as good. It just looks really cheesy to me. I appreciate
Hmm.
the attempt, but it just for something that they've been working on for a while after launch, I don't see the value in what they're putting together. And yes, it was only a 2, 3 minute little. Well, no, they showed us 30 minutes of Balrog fighting some random enemies in the story. It just looked real disjointed. That's from my opinion. But what do you all think from seeing what we've seen from that Balrog little 20, 30 minute preview for Street Fighter V story?
go ahead, Tim.
Well, y'all know from previous shows, I don't give a damn about Balrog. I don't care about his design. I don't care about his story. I don't care about anything. He is not Dudley. I prefer Dudley in my Street Fighter boxes. But story mode, like you said, they tried. I appreciate the effort. I appreciate the thought in going of trying to be more detailed with the lore of Street Fighter instead of like making people research it themselves. Um, but it still has to have some gameplay elements to it And it's better than the comic book panel
Much
story mode that
better.
they put out with the release of the game. But compared to Tekken story mode, where they had the cutscene and then immediately into ready fight, that is the Tekken 7 is leaps and bounds beyond them. And if it's going to be like that for every character and it's different scenarios and things like that. Now, Tekken does have to deliver with that. It can't just be one or two fights like Street Fighter Five has with some of the characters in their story mode. It has to be. I feel like it has to be a little more extensive, just because if they're going to make it the last game and it's going to be this many characters, I kind of want to know about the characters that haven't been through the entire series. Like, yes, we know about the Mishima family, Kazuya, Heihachi, Jin, Jun. We know about them, but the characters like Lars, the characters like Shaheem, Dragunov, those characters I don't know much about. So I would like at least see how they're all connected, even if they're just there just to fight. I would like to see how connected they are to the story. But yeah, like Rock's cool, I guess. It's just another character for me to want to beat up on. Like that's just kind of how I feel about every other character. Honestly, that's not Ryu. I feel like I want to beat up on them. So it's cool, but I think Tekken has them beat in story mode, even with the 3 minutes that we seen with Akuma and Heihachi. So Capcom tried, but it ain't what Namco's doing.
It ain't Ralph.
Nah, it ain't. Yeah, it ain't Ralph.
It ain't Ralph. It ain't Ralph though. So I mean, we'll see. We get it in about a week and a half, and we'll revisit it. Obviously, we're gonna talk about it here on this show, give you our review on it and how we feel about it and different perspectives. Um, but I'm not going to bash them. It just we waited so long for it, and I'm not feeling very confident how I'm gonna feel about it when it comes. But still gonna play the game. It's still Street Fighter. It's still Capcom. We're gonna play it
Right.
anyway.
I'm gonna still play.
Yeah, we're still gonna throw these hottos. We're gonna chuck these sonic booms. Folks gonna catch
And
these
look, they
bomb
even
setups
know
with
that.
Ibuki.
That's the thing. Like Capcom even knows that. It's like we want better story mode, and Capcom was like, yeah, right. You still go play the game, so it don't even matter.
As
It
bad
don't matter.
as bad as Capcom has messed up, I do like that they're previewing all the DLC character at least a little bit. So
Yes,
you see
yes, I
what
do
they're
like that too.
doing and stuff in the actual story. And I like that for the fact we got 30 minutes of the story mode and we still didn't even visually see the other three, so they did leave some mystery with Jury, uh, Urien,
Urian.
and who am I missing?
This Balrog was the third one.
Balrog was the third one.
Yeah.
No, wasn't there one more DLC?
Yeah, because it's Ibuki
Yeah.
and Bao and
Jury.
Alex. So
Right.
that's
So we didn't see those two, and I wonder if we might even get like a sneak peek at some future stuff with it, because Capcom likes to play little mystery games like that. Uh, I didn't like that the story mode was initially going to be easy, so you could just fly through it. It's more about
Right.
they focus more on the presentation. So here's something to watch, something to enjoy,
Mm-hmm.
teach you about what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
which I appreciate that, but I want to fight. That's why.
right.
So I like that they're implementing hardcore mode, which I think would be more traditional, sort of like the tower put into it. You may instead of just having one round, you will have 2 rounds. They will actually fight back. You're not just gonna be able to uppercut your way through and do random autos and beat the system.
I think you're giving them a lot of credit. It's going to be the same one round. It's just going to be more difficult.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be one round too because it's story mode.
It's story mode. It's
Because
going to be the
MKX
exact
story mode.
same thing.
MKX's story mode is one round, so yeah,
Yeah.
MKX story mode is one round, so.
And the Tekken just background and story is so deep. They had to deliver on their story mode. I would have been pissed if they fucked that up. Like, you got Heihachi who continuously wins worst father of the year. I think he's like 20 years running now. Worst husband, worst father, worst brother, sister of the year. And you got his kids is fighting. There's all demons, angels. You got fighting T-Rexes. You got a kangaroo that can uppercut you. You got Android 32 with Jack. It's so many different characters in Tekken. I like Duce said, I want to see it all come together. Like, all right, how did we get here? Where on God's
Exactly.
green earth did you find a fighting T-Rex with boxing gloves?
Right.
Like,
Right.
was you brainwashed? Did you go back in time? Like, how did we get here? Is there somebody in a costume? So I want them to answer a lot of questions. I don't think all of them will get answered, but at least bring the key pieces together and make us feel like, okay, I understand now. Or put some kind of after movie or something. So, because Tekken hasn't done the best with marketing so far, so I'm hoping to see them ramp it up now that they actually got a release date. So far, the only marketing we got was go to your local arcade or
Mm-hmm.
pick up a random stream at 2 a.m. when they're
Right.
overseas on the game. So, um, if they learned anything from MKS, how to market, which everybody should learn now because they've done the greatest marketing I've seen in I don't know how long. Not MKS, but just
Mm-hmm.
NetherRealm in general. Because what they did for
Yes.
this superhero setup is godlike. It gave us
Yes.
all these superhero
Yes.
movies, superhero TV shows, and then just when you was about to get bored with the shows and the movies, because Batman vs Superman was horrible, from what I heard, I didn't personally see it.
I saw it. It
Bam,
was terrible.
Justice 2. Oh, bet I'm back interested again, and now you can relaunch and man, this has been some of the best marketing for anything I have ever seen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Injustice 2 does look good. And I mean, I liked Injustice, but it was kind of early days of my fighting game career as far as trying to be good. That was back when I was still button mashing. So I played the game. I loved the game. I just kind of played the computer. So trying
Mm-hmm.
to play it against people, we ran that last night and was getting my butt washed. So but it was definitely fun. We loved playing that game. But I'm interested to see what they're going to do with all. I like the different customization options with all the different armor pieces and
Yes.
stuff. I
Mm-hmm.
hope I wonder, I'm kind of confused how they're doing the upgradable moves, however. I don't know how that's going to play out. But I do
Right.
like the customizable armor pieces. It's basically like your different costumes that you can customize however you want, which is dope. I think that's incredible. So you got Batman and you can make whatever, 7, 8 different variations of his armor pieces and stuff, and then have it different colors and stuff. That's dope. But upgrading his
Mm-hmm.
batarang to hit once or hit 4 times, and that's because of your experience. I don't know how that's supposed to work in a competitive
Well,
uh,
yeah,
land.
Ed did make a statement that there is going to be, he can't speak on the now, but there is going to be something they're going to do straight for just the competitive gaming. There's going to be a set, because you know you can't always take your character with you and what
Mm.
you've been
Right.
practicing.
Okay.
There's going to be a set tournament
Right.
stand they're going to be able to use to compete with, which I'm assuming they may have like how they did with Street Fighter Cross Tekken with the gems, but do this with
Mm-hmm.
the actual costumes, but the costume may not change. It'll just be a general preset. So you'll have an offensive preset that gives you these buffs, defensive preset to give, sort of like how they did with MKX. You got 3 variations. This time we're going to get 3
Right.
costumes, and instead of it being like move wise, it's going to be more offensive, defensive, or you might have to balance
Mm-hmm.
one, which is the standard character. That's what I hope they do.
True.
I'm actually cool with that idea. I think that's pretty dope. Because if you have somebody that's a defensive player that don't really do well with combos, they might just want to go with the offense to get an extra buff on their attack damage because they don't get many hits. Or if you got somebody that is highly offensive that want to go in and want either want the damage buff or they need defense because they don't like to block because we don't do that here.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. I don't know what that
Right.
is.
I don't know what that is. So you might want to put that option in there. I like that they're trying to cover all the bases, and it looks like they're taking their time with Injustice. Even if you do the zoom in pics for what they showed at EVO, a lot of the stuff wasn't fully rendered, like Supergirl face, some stuff on Batman costume, but the game still looks really, 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 really good right now.
Yep.
Like, looked
Mm-hmm.
really good. The only complaint that I would have visually about it is the aesthetics as far as the health bar, the gauge. It looks kind of plain. I hope they
Yeah.
keep that.
I hope they polish that up, but they got time before launch to
Yeah, they're
polish
gonna
that
change
stuff
that
up.
up.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hope they don't.
Yeah, when Street Fighter Five first dropped, the health bar and the super meter, they were all different. So
I,
it takes it. They're just they had to show something for E3. That's all.
Yeah, I had liked the Street Fighter Five bars before. Like when they
Yeah.
initially showed gameplay and they were going for the more realistic look, I was like, "Oh, this is what I wanted. This is
Mm,
pretty dope." And then they went back to the animated cartoon way, and I was like, "Damn, kind of upset." Like I thought about the first
yeah.
couple of betas and how it looked and everything. I was like, "Damn, I was really hoping the game was going." I'm okay with what I got now. I'm perfectly fine. I love the game, but if y'all finished that product, it would have definitely been more better, in
Most
my opinion.
definitely.
Right.
But yeah, but E3 was cool. I like it. Before we move past E3, what's one non-fighting game? What's the one game that you actually do like from E3? Till I know you haven't watched a lot of it, but any trailers that you watch, anything
I
that you
haven't
hear?
watched a lot of it. Um, I actually like Resident Evil 7, yo, and I'm not even a fan of the horror game genre, but yeah, I'm here for some Resident Evil 7, yo. The one game that I'm excited about that ain't nobody talking about because they don't even know themselves is Cuphead. I need me some Cuphead. The game needs to come out. It needs to come out today,
Yes.
so so it can take all of my money.
I agree. Corey, one game?
One, y'all
Yeah.
already know I'm thinking Dishonored 2. I am highly ready for stealth attacks, mechanical
I gotta
mass.
beat the first one. I gotta beat the
If
first one. Still
you
gotta beat the
like
first one.
stealth and you still want combat with your game, Dishonored is so fun. And if you pre-order now, even if you get the regular edition, they're giving you a free digital copy of Dishonored 1 when you buy 2. I'm buying the collector's edition, so I'm dropping all the fight monies on it. Uh,
Mm.
But man, I saw that game and I was like, "Yep, I'm definitely." I don't. I'm not a trophy hunter, but I think I might try to actually go hunt that trophy down. I think I'm gonna probably go for that platinum because it looks so good, and I really love the first one. I even bought it twice on old gen and next gen when the PS4 came out. So I've already beat the game twice. I'm gonna beat it again the third time when they give me the free copy, and I'm gonna beat two. So I'm looking forward to that.
Did you get the bad ending?
Actually, no, I got the good ending because I tried to do
Mm.
as I beat it twice. I did it once.
Mm.
I actually went the first time without doing any killing. It took me like a month,
Mm.
but I didn't kill anyone. The
Right.
second go around when I beat it, I did minimum killing. And
Mm.
then in order to do that, you got to make sure you hide the bodies well. So that's just get the decent
Right.
ending, like the happy ending, when you hide the bodies. So that I mean, it didn't take me long to beat the game. Maybe like 4 or 5 days. I was grinding hard, but yeah, it's dope. But like I said, I'm gonna actually plat this one, so I hope they do the alternate endings again. And in fact, we get to fight with either
Mm.
Emily or Cortava. We get both characters, and they both gonna have their own moveset,
Mm.
their own special stuff. I was like, oh man, this like Resident Evil back in the day when you get either Jill or Chris. You get
Leon.
either one.
Oh,
So
Chris. Yeah, Chris. Yeah.
yeah, you get either one. I'm like, oh, that's dope. So I'm hoping that's how it is.
Yeah, both two good games. I like what Resident Evil looks like. The graphics look great. That's the only really game that even the VR even remotely interests me because that'd be terrifying.
Oh man,
Um, and yeah, that the graphics in DS2 looks so good. I mean, it blew me away
Mm.
looking at that trailer.
mm,
But for me, I have to go with Recore because I'm kind of tired of playing with
Yeah, I like that.
generational
I like
games.
that one.
I've been kind
I
of
like
keeping
that
my
one.
eye out on like new franchises, and Recore caught my eye last year, and I was like, "Ooh, that looks kind of interesting. I like what they're doing with these different robots and this girl looking like she's in the desert somewhere. I didn't know what was going on. They
Mm.
finally gave us some good gameplay trailer, and it looks amazing. It sold me right there, and it comes out in September, right before my birthday, so I'm hyped. So they got my money already. They can
oh,
have it all, and
Yeah,
so
I like that. I like that. I like that one. I did like that one. I like that game. I like how it looked.
it's platforming, it's action adventure all in one. It looks good.
Mm.
And somebody did a review on it after they played it, and they said it really felt like a evolution of Mega Man. So that was interesting kind of
Mm.
comparison there. So I do want to check that out. So that means it's going to be somewhat difficult. So I appreciate that. But
we do want to pause and appreciate the greatness of Kratos returning to our console. That was
most
one of
definitely.
the dopest.
Yeah, that looked super interesting.
That
Cause
was one of
yeah,
the
cause like
dopest things I've ever seen. Where they
yeah,
started with the live band playing, and they played it into the intro of the game. And for
hmm
those of you that may not have known, if you watched the PS stream from their live show, the band actually played all the music. None of that music was from the game. The band played the whole time, and I thought that was pretty dope and awesome that they was able to get all that together. But that Kratos, man, whew, hey, that looks
yeah.
stressful.
Oh,
I need
It
more.
looks
Daddy
stressful.
Kratos looks interesting. Daddy Kratos looks interesting.
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah,
Kratos?
talk about fathers. Talking about Father's Day. We got to give a shout out to
Yeah, that's
Kratos,
definitely Daddy
and we got
Kratos.
to give a shout out to Captain Phoenix over there because he's looking old in Gears of War as well. So we got two new
hmm
dads in the video game world that's old and got new sequels coming out with Gears of War and with the new God of War. So both of those new old dads with their sons in the game being maybe the new protagonist, definitely with Gears of War. I'm not sure about God of
hmm
War, with how they're going to do with his young son. That's going to be quite interesting because it looks like it might be a tag team type of deal when they showed the gameplay. Because I did see one little
hmm
magical arrow come out from the son, so I don't know how they're going to play that the whole story. That's going to be real interesting. So I'm definitely here for God of War when they give us more information. Um,
I think another angle that it could be is that it could be like Red Dead Redemption.
okay,
You know what I
that makes
mean?
sense.
Where how the turn in the story, and then you take over as another character. I mean, well, the game been out for 3 years, so when the father dies and you take over as the son, I
Yeah.
think it's gonna be like that.
That might be cool, and that's would be a good way to reinvigorate the story. But they show that Kratos trained him for so long, and then midway through the story, he grows up and he's a grown up, and now you get to use old teenager or young or like 20 something Kratos son
hmm
as the new god Norse god of war. So that'd be dope
hmm
Yeah,
because it looks like they're messing with the Norse gods, which are my favorite group of gods. So
what
that'd be
has me
cool.
looking at that is the fact that they don't have a name to this game. They just call him the God of War. So I'm like,
Right.
this is legit a reboot that I think. So either
hmm
we're gonna get Kratos for one more game and it's gonna take us to the sun, or we're gonna get Sun off back and he's gonna run us for about 3, 4, 5 games. Which I hope is the case, man. God of War is
hmm
straight one of the most well-rated games I played. It was highly well-rated.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a strong backbone piece for PlayStation throughout the years. So it's definitely been. I mean, that's one of their Mario characters. I mean, that's a
Right.
franchise,
Yeah.
and for them to be how what maybe 5 games in and it's kind of looking stale, they have to try to reboot it some way somehow to get the fans back in.
I mean, they already changed the combat angle and everything. So I mean, they say the game's still in early development. I'm still not expecting to see it till at least holiday of next year or
Yeah. Yeah.
possibly 2018. But if we get anything before that, I would be highly shocked because the game already looks good, and
Yeah,
that kind of blew me away. Yeah, man. But
most definitely.
speaking of story and new franchises, Guilty Gear came out and gave us a reboot counter. They took Xrd and called it Revelator with some new characters, balance changes and stuff. And me and Duce had a pleasure of I copped it. Me and Duce ran a little bit. I will say, Duce pointed out earlier, it's one of the best tutorials I have ever played in my life. It tells you
Most
how to do
definitely.
hmm
every single thing. You get a character tutorial. You get how to beat the character that you struggle with tutorial. You get
hmm
matchup knowledge. I'm like, we thought Blaze was so good with their tutorial, and then they gave us Guilty Gear.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which I'm mad because I still like
The anime games have better tutorials.
man,
Man, the anime games are better.
I was highly impressed. I was highly impressed, and even watching some of the pros play, they really love the game. They really do.
Yeah, everybody's been raving about the tutorials, and Street Fighter kind of listen. They added a little bit to their tutorial, but still, it ain't. It's not on the level of Blaze Blue, or definitely not this new Guilty Gear Revelator. It's Not even close. I mean, it's so in depth. It's ridiculous. I mean, you got obstacles and stuff that you got to jump over in in training mode. It's ridiculous.
Right.
It's and it's actually useful and it does help. So I mean, it's really really good. If it's one of your first games, it's a good game. I always recommend Guilty Gear or Blaze Blue or even Killer Instinct for like new folks into the fighting game genre because their tutorials are so in depth. It really helps you understand fighting games in general, and it's
Hmm.
really good to touch on. Um, Talking about Guilty Gear, I like the game. I'm a new Guilty Gear player. I have never played a Guilty Gear game until now, so I probably have what maybe a couple hours, maybe 3 4 hours of gameplay under my belt right now, and it's good. The graphics are great. It's taken me a while. The learning curve for me is a little steep. I'm not sure what the big difference is. Maybe it's just a button layout. But I played plenty of Blaze Blue, and the last Blaze Blue was my first Blaze Blue game. And everybody said, "Oh, well, it's the same thing as Guilty Gear." Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue is pretty much about the same. The characters, it's like a clone of each other. And now that I've played Guilty Gear, that is a lie. It's a flat out lie. It's nowhere close. It's the same system and it's the same company that making it, but it's about the same as much as Injustice is the same in Mortal Kombat X. It is not the
Right.
same game at all.
Right.
And even though NetherRealm makes both games, no, it's not the same. It's a completely different setup. It plays different, feels different. You know, it's not the same. But I do like Guilty Gear. It's just gonna take me a little bit to get used to it. Um, from playing it, I immediately was like, I just want to play Blaze Blue. I want to go play Blaze Blue right now.
Yeah.
But that's just because I'm new to it, and it's a learning curve for me to get. But Blaze Blue was supposed to be complicated, and I kind of picked that up, and it felt kind of natural, and the tutorial helped me
Yeah.
get through it. So I don't know. It's gonna take me a little bit of time to get good with Guilty Gear. So I'll come back with you guys next show, and we'll see how I feel about Guilty Gear as we kind of grow with that game now that it's out. Till I have it by
Yeah.
then, and then he'll teach me
Yeah.
how to
I have
do
it by
it.
then.
Because Sensei
Yeah. I have
will
it by
teach me the way.
then. Yeah. I have it by then.
Let's see what else we got. So I mean that's basically our year so far, man. It's been a good year for fighting games. What's up, Corey?
Hmm.
That for Killer Instinct.
Oh,
Not for Killer Instinct.
shots
Oh
You know,
my
fired.
nigga.
yeah,
Well,
that's how bad it's been doing.
y- yeah.
Yep. So you can't even
Yeah.
say nothing. You try to come to defend. He was putting on the
It's
cape.
such a good game. Like it's such a
It's
good
so
game
good.
though, but it's just not. I don't know why it's losing. Well, I kind of know why it's
Okay,
losing
I know
interest,
why. The
but
biggest thing is
yeah,
it's exclusive. That's why.
yeah,
It's the
that's what I was
exclusive.
going with. It's exclusive, man. So you can't. There are people who just have console preferences, and
I mean, it's on PC
that
now.
matters in sales.
A lot of the big players play on PC now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but tournaments aren't run on PC.
Yes, they
That's the
are.
thing.
Well, they're running Killer
Not
Instinct on PC now.
for EVO.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be running on PC.
Yep.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yep.
Okay, but yeah, man, I guess it's a good game. They had the new season is even better. Like, but it's
They gave us
just
General Ram, which I don't. I'm not a fan, but some people look happy about it.
All right, I
yeah,
can jump. So with Killer Instinct, it's a great game, and the community is still ravenous about it. The casual community, the people who are playing it at home, are still ravenous about it. It is still a really good game, and it's still selling for the Xbox community. It's the only other fighting game that we saw at EVO. I mean at E3. It's still a really good game. The fans are still loving it and still buying it and still playing it hard. They're getting new players every day. It's just in the competitive scene, it's starting to die off. It
yes,
is starting to die off in the competitive scene. The new season is good. The characters are really good. They have some of the best character development as far as balancing and move sets that I've seen in any of the fighting games that's out right now. It's actually really, really good. I'm not a big fan of grapplers or big characters, but this new General Ram that they just released, he's really, really good. I mean, he's a complete game changer into the mix of things, and it looks really good. I was just watched his stream just yesterday, and it looks really, really fantastic. But yeah, as far as competitively, they're losing. They're losing fighters and they're losing competitors. And
Yeah,
I'm kind of scared for them going
major
into the next
competitors.
year.
Like
Yeah,
all the
major
top players are
competitors.
not really playing anymore.
Hmm.
Yeah, people is dropping the game left and right. They're just saying they're just going to play Street Fighter because there's just so many more people playing and the pots are bigger. People were playing it
Hmm.
because the pot bonuses, and now they're not getting as big of a pot bonus. And on top of that, the less people that play, the smaller the pot. So if they're only getting, because where they at, a couple of hundred people playing the game, what, 500 or so?
They could barely get
Yeah,
50 to sign up.
Right, at the smaller tournaments, they're only getting 50 to 100 players, and that's really bad. That's smaller than some of the side tournaments. So
right.
that's going to kill them going into next year. So I'd be surprised if I want to see what killers if they're even going to make it to Evo next year. I don't even know if that's even
It
going
would
to happen.
definitely
No, it's not gonna be on. It's not gonna be an Evo next year. It's gonna be on. It's gonna be on a side
Yeah,
stream on
side
a
tournament.
Saturday.
no,
It's not
it's
gonna be a
Friday.
Sunday.
I think KI is Friday all day.
Yeah, this year is Friday.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah,
But it's
this
on
year is
stream though. It's
already
on the
on
main stage
Friday.
though, right?
Nah,
It's
main
on the
stage
main.
is Sunday.
Oh, mm,
Yeah.
Yeah, they already off a Sunday. So
yeah.
it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting how they evolve over this next year, what they plan to do, and they haven't given us any kind of news. Yes, they just finishing up season 3, but they haven't teased us with anything new. They haven't let us know what they're trying to go do going forward. Are they just going to come with a season 4? Are they going to kind of reboot it and give us Killer Instinct 2 and just kind of give us a new graphics boost and some new characters and call it Killer Instinct 2 and then continue the seasons from there? I don't know what they're going to do. It's interesting to see where we're going to go with Killer Instinct.
What the Achilles heel for KI has been is the fact they were good early. They
Well,
were
they
the
were the first ones. They were
they
the
were
first ones to
the
this generation.
first good game fighting
Yeah.
game
I
this
mean,
year.
it's been 3 years. So
Yeah,
it's been a really
Yeah.
good run. It's not saying that they're trash. It's just, it's been 3 years.
I mean, but I mean, Marvel's been around for 5 years,
but
and Marvel is still on Sunday at Evo,
but
even with
Marvel,
people saying the game is dying.
nah,
They've
Marvel.
been saying Marvel been dying for like 8 years.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
That's true.
So
Between that and I also think this is key. I don't think playing KI helps you with any other fighting game. Playing other
that's
fighting games
true too.
with KI.
That's true too.
I don't think
That's
playing
true.
Killer Instinct, I'm helping my skills for anything else. I'm becoming really good at Killer Instinct, which that's what Ultra Dave said, which I mentioned a couple episodes ago. That's the problem. You know, a lot of people want to play games that gives them better across the board. Like, there's a reason why Sonic Fox is godlike. He plays a lot of the games that has juggle properties, and he's
Hmm.
familiar with a lot of systems. DOA got juggle properties. Uh,
Hmm.
you know, the Street Fighter he's doing okay, but that'll be his weakest game because he's not used to having to play in that type of way. MKS got big damage. Injustice,
Hmm.
crazy stupid damage. You know, games like that.
Right.
So you're gonna play something that helps you across the board, and it's very rare you get a couple of people like Jay Wong, Chris G. You
Who
can
could
even
just pick
take
up any
Max.
fighting game.
You can even take Max. He can damn near pick up any fighting game and be pretty damn good at it, even on a competitive level, even
Hmm.
though he doesn't compete anymore. So you got rare people that's like that, and then you got some people that kind of stick to their realm. That's why I'm kind of
Right.
shocked seeing that a lot of the killer. I'm not shocked seeing a lot of the top Killer Instinct players. You got a few that's crossed over to the other games, but most of them have gone to be like League of
Hmm.
Legends players. They're
Yep.
Overwatch players. They're moved over to these MMOs, RPGs, and games like that because that's where the money is right now. And you know, if you want to be a
Hmm.
pro gamer, hey, go where the money is. If
Yep,
there's money out there, you just gotta know how to get it.
most definitely.
Hmm.
So it's interesting. I'm kind of saying, want to know what we're going to do with Killer Instinct going forward. And the other game that's in the same boat, that's almost the same age as that Mortal Kombat X as well. Um, kind of in the same boat. It's not on a decline for real like Killer Instinct is, but as far as the game and the future of it is also as murky and cloudy, and we don't really know what we're doing going forward with Mortal Kombat X either, or XL, should I say. Just like Killer Instinct, they just finished putting out their last little DLC pack, And we haven't gotten any more news. As far as NetherRealm is concerned, they asked us openly. Ed Boon himself came out, said, do y'all want another Mortal Kombat X2? Or do you want a new combat pack? Or do you want Injustice 2? The fans spoke, and we got Injustice 2. So that kind of, the way he presented that leaves me to feel, does that mean we're done with Mortal Kombat X? Is this what we have for the next year? Are we going to get more characters, more stages, or what are we going to do? Or is this just kind of what we have for a while? So I'll be interested to see if they're going to solely kind of put all their focus into Injustice 2, or if we're going to get any more anything for Mortal Kombat, because I still love the game. So I want to know what's going on with them. I would like to know what the future holds. Even if they just announced that, yeah, they're going to work on a Mortal Kombat X2, you know, it'd be cool. And it's like, okay, well, at least 2 years down the line, we'll get a Mortal Kombat X2 or something like that, or Mortal Kombat
Right.
XI or whatever they want to do. That'd be cool.
Yeah, because there's no way.
Yeah.
You know, they've introduced all these new characters, you know, to the MK realm. So I don't think you want to let that sit for too long, because then people
Yeah.
don't forget about them. Only thing we're
Yeah,
gonna
people will
remember is
lose
the classic
interest.
characters. Yeah, because we're still hyped about the classic characters, you know. So if you wait too long to do something with this new stuff while it's still fresh in my mind, you know, people's attention span is really short now. We're gonna forget about
Exactly.
them. We have to relaunch them, and people may be upset, like, oh, who are these same characters again? You know, you got to put emphasis on that. And even then, even with Injustice, I'm interested because how you gonna do it? The MKS crowd and the Injustice crowd is like the same people.
It's about the same. So
Yeah.
they're
About
not
the
going to
same.
lose their fans because half of their fans are going to go back to Injustice.
Right.
So we'll see.
They've been brilliant this far. I haven't seen the stuff that they've been doing with their marketing. I haven't even like I don't even catch it till after it's already happened. You don't even see it coming up. Like we expected Injustice 2 would be soon, but the way they hit us
Right.
with it, we had no idea it was going to be right then. We were thinking we
Yeah.
were going to mess around and get the Justice League movie before we got Injustice 2.
I
But
know, right?
Right.
this is good. This is the Justice League movie almost, you know, a variation of it. So, and when I looked at the character select screen, I saw like 30 people available on this game. So they're giving us a big roster from the get-go. Ain't got to wait no time. I'm sure there'll be DLC and more stuff to come with it. I do have my hopefuls that I do want to see in the game. I want Nightwing to make his return, and I already got Batman, so I'm good on that. But
I think they're going to throw in the. I wonder if they're going to be smart and throw in some of that Arkham Knight stuff. So and
oh
bring
yeah,
Oh
in
yeah, they had a little bit of it. They had a little bit of it when they were showing some costume choices for the Batman.
because I feel
mm-hmm.
like that's where
Um.
I think that's where the armor thing came from.
Yep.
That and
Yep.
the new 52. It was. I mean, between the
Yeah.
new 52 comic books and this new Arkham Knight, the Arkham Knight game with the armor, I think that's kind of where they got the inspiration for it.
I think it's a dope idea, honestly.
And we gotta remember. Yeah. We gotta remember that NetherRealm is a big studio. Like it ain't. It's a studio that can probably handle developing a new game and adding things to a game already existing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, they can.
even if they
And
want to just
they got
add
those
four
that
new
Warner Brothers
characters,
money too.
yeah, if they just want to add four new characters to Mortal Kombat XL in the next year or so, they can do that because they already have character models sitting in their engine.
I
So it
know.
doesn't take much. It doesn't take much, but just them to figure out the variations and how the costumes are going to look. Whereas, and then those people can do that, and then there's a bunch of other people who can develop Injustice 2 and have it out at a reasonable time. So we got to remember that.
And they're taking a smart with Injustice. From what I see so far, the game is the same game. Batman got the same
Yep.
link combos. Superman got the same links. Aquaman got the same links combos. So they keeping it really simple. They're bringing us a fresh take on the old game. They're just polishing it up because Injustice could have been really, really good and possibly could have been like top 5 fighting games all time. It was just missing some key components, and it took them too long to fix the game. The game had been out
Yeah.
for so long, and it was like, well, we got MK9 now. You know, we got tennis on the way. There's so many. Ultra has started picking up steam as being the top tier game fighter of choice. So it take you too long to fix it. Nobody's gonna really appreciate the old work. But now I'm like, I went back and I played it. I was like, yo, this game really was pretty good. And if they had just fixed this, fixed that, I'm like, man. Like, I already know for that I enjoy Injustice more than even MKX because I just like the heroes better. I like the concept better. But I'm like, man, this if they polish this off, this could be whatever. But MKS is still amazing. Me and Duce picked it up, and I was like, man, why don't I play this more often? Like, NetherRealms definitely has won the last 4 years.
As far as marketing and getting their games out?
From the game, because the games are beautiful. They're great to play. From marketing, from the way they've been able to take what they do and branch out the other stuff. Like, come on, they had a CW special to watch ESL.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Dude,
Yeah.
as much flack as I give Ed Boon, what he has done with those guys and in conjunction with Warner Brothers, oh my God, yeah. This is like, if you want to make money and like you got something you want to sell to people or like you want to cross promote, just watch that. It is amazing. Like from a financial standpoint and just from a business marketing standpoint. And then the fact that they've delivered. Like, I have not been unhappy with MKS ever.
Nope.
Ever.
They've done everything they said they were going to do.
I don't even play it that much. Yeah, I like the game. I don't even play it that much.
It's ridiculous. I mean, granted, they gave Sonic Fox a game he could never lose at if he wanted to.
Yeah.
I mean, that may be my only complaint. That's one of the few games I feel like when you're top, you're top. Ain't no touching you.
Yeah, it is a bit of a skill gap there, and it kind of came out of nowhere. Everybody leveled up at the same time, and then there was a spark that happened, and all of a sudden,
you got about 10
tier just went all the way to a whole nother level, and it left this bridge, and they burnt the bridge down behind them, and you got a good 200 folks that's really, 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 really good at the game, and then there's a gap, and then you have people that's really good at playing online. They might be able to be good at ESL, which is a genius thing because you have people that's good at the game, but they can't make it to tournaments, so they did the whole ESL thing, and that's just brilliant. And so that's been able to let some of these unknowns be known across the world. Like, we wouldn't know who Foxy Grandpa was if it wasn't for ESL, and he's the second best in the game. He's the only one that's been really close to really getting Sonic Fox out of there. And without ESL, we wouldn't know who he was. He'd be some dude over in Europe somewhere beating up on people.
Yeah.
You know, he'd be over there, the best guy in Europe, but we wouldn't know who he was. But he legitimately is the second best in the game, hands down. Flat out. Like, there's nobody else that's even close. It's Sonic Fox, Foxy Grandpa, and then you kind of take a break, and then you go to the rest. It's almost like infiltration on Street Fighter V right now, where there's a little bit of a gap between him, and then you have a gap, and then you have the next couple people that's really, really good. And that's how it is with that game. It's a bit of a skill gap, and I'd like them to. I don't know if there's anything you can do to kind of fix that. But it's a good game. It's a good game, and it is balanced. It's just some people are just really good. I mean, you gotta give them props.
You break the character they're good with, they're just gonna pick up the next character and be godlike. I mean, that right there is an indication of just not the game. They're just the best players in the world. They've been able to pick up multiple characters and win and beat the other considered good guys in the game with not their main second or third. Like, I've seen Sonic Fox play like the whole cast now.
Almost. He definitely went through half the roster and have won tournaments with half the roster.
I'm like, dude, like, even if you watch his stream, he'll sometimes just play random characters and just be like, oh yeah, I know this about them, and boo 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 boo, and still pulling off 40. I'm like, oh my God, this is ridiculous. Like, Grandpa, he's completely switched off of Kung Lao, and he's playing Melina, who was deemed one of the worst characters in the game, and plays one of the worst plays her best variation. But I'm like, Jesus. Like, you still ran through ESL. Only person you lost to was Fox, and even then, the final set came down to what, 5-4, something like that.
Yeah, it was really close.
I
It was a
mean,
three. He used what was it? Alien versus Melina. Like,
yeah.
where, where did that come from?
Dude, like
Right.
DLC and arguably top 5 worst character in the game is the 2 final characters we see. I'm like, that was worse. That might have been just as bad as when we had to watch Hugo vs Zangief last year when
Right.
Snake Eyes and Infiltration fought down in was it Puerto Rico? It was
Yeah.
one of the worst, best top 5s grand finals I've ever seen.
Pretty much. So
Yeah,
a
man.
lot of stuff going on. I'm kind of left wanting
Some people
because as
just get
far
a
as looking
task.
forward, the only thing we really have to look forward to at this point, I mean, we got EVO coming up in a couple weeks, so that's going to be interesting. We're going to be on the scene, Fight Club in Vegas. So we'll definitely do a show or two live from Vegas for you guys.
So,
Um, and that's going to be fun. I apologize if we're inebriated a little bit.
yeah,
It is Vegas, I mean, and we're
yeah.
grown-ups. But but we're definitely going to be there. Most of us are competing in our favorite games of choice, so that's going to be fun in a couple of weeks. So we'll definitely see you guys there. But other than that, what we got a new Blaze Blue coming out later on this year,
Oh,
and
oh, we forgot King of Fighters. Close it out with that.
Yeah,
that game, yeah, that one.
yeah. It's
It's different.
very, eh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like eh, it's
Eh.
cool.
It's
Like I like King of
I don't know how
Fighters,
I
but
feel about it.
it's okay.
Okay. I guess. All right. Who is a big fan of King of Fighters as a franchise?
they have a
Shaggy.
cool following.
I know we gotta get our boy Shaggy on here because he's the big King of Fighters fan, but he's the big King of Fighters fan, and he has not been a fan of what we've seen from the new King of Fighters so far. He said he doesn't even really want to look at it. He don't want to play it. So that to me, from a stan of the franchise, saying that he ain't really interested in what they've shown so far, kind of worries me.
I I watched it was Reynald and somebody else like Go1. They're supposed to be like 2 of the most godlike King of Fighter players in the world. I'm not big on the competitive scene for KOF, um, as far as who's the best, who's not. But they've said the game is really fun. Is less emphasis on. I think this is a new thing. They're not trying to make the games combo hard. When they try to say they made the casual friendly, that ain't what they mean. They mean they ain't making it as hard to do combos. The game's still gonna be high level, high thinking, and they take this game and turned it more into a. It's more or less about the setups and strategy with the characters you select and who can do what and how you want to run your fingers versus can I put out these big super combos and waste all my meter? So I like the concept because I'm a thinking player, even though I turn my brain off. But I like the concept. I'm gonna get the game. I'm gonna see what it's about. I like what they've done for their collector's edition. It's pretty cool. For $80, and you get a steel bookcase for like 200 pages. You get the artwork. You get the music, which I'm big fans of soundtrack. The music is always dope if it's good with it. I'm trying to think what else you get. You get so much stuff, and I'm like, they're giving us 50 characters off bat. If
Yeah, it's gonna be value for sure.
Yeah, I'm like $80 for that. I'm content. And then they've actually did something to where I've actually wished it would have been available later with other games, but with team fighting. So if you don't play KOF, it's 3. So essentially, you can have 3 people. So me, Duce, and Till can be on one team, and we could take on the world.
Yeah, that's interesting how they're gonna do that. I'm
That's
kind of
dope.
interested to see how that works.
Yeah. So I'm like, that's I like it, man. It's granted, it may not be the prettiest game to look at right now. I do wish they would have stuck with 2D, but after watching the game in play, it makes sense. It makes sense why they did it that way. Because if you did this in 2D, it might have been actually more horrible. It would have been worse.
Most definitely. So yeah, I'm interested to see where we go with King of Fighters and see what happens with that as well. Any fighting game that pops out, if you can punch people in the face and kick them in the face, then I'm always here for it, and we can try it out at least. And we'll always stream that. Um, so yeah, I think we're good, man. It was a good show. We covered a lot of things today. Um, what I want to say is, I guess next time we'll get to show off some Ibuki bomb setups because I'll be godlike on Ibuki and I'll be the best Ibuki in the world and all those things. And, can't nobody see me. So I'm going to have all the setups. I'm going to hit flawless everybody, all put double perfects and everything with Ibuki when I finally get my girl. So that's going to be good. I don't know. She looks a little bit different, and we'll see how the new setups are with her, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, next show we get to talk about if the story mode for Street Fighter V is going to be any good, and how Ibuki plays with the rest of the cast, and if they need to buff or nerf any characters for Street Fighter V, and we'll be closer to EVO, and we'll have a little bit more of a preview there. I want to say definitely keep a lookout for us on Twitter, wegotleaks.com. I don't tweet a lot, but you can see me on ninjaduce.com. A lot of times you'll see streams pop up for us having lobbies and stuff, and I promise we're going to have more lobbies and more gameplay coming up soon because we've been slacking on that. But we're going to have more lobbies popping up on that so so everybody can see us be bad at video games. Catch our boy Corey Bliss at Corey Bliss on Twitter at The Till Show. There we go. Hey, that little bling
I
was
just want to say happy birthday to my mother. My mother's birthday is today.
Oh, word! Yeah, Mama Till.
Yeah, Mama Till's birthday is today.
Happy birthday to Mama Till.
I got to call her when we get off the show.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah, Mama Till,
Yeah.
the mother of legend. Yeah, most definitely.
Is your mom like
And,
the female equivalent of Heihachi?
No, she has not tried to tie me to a rocket ship. She has not tried to throw me off a volcano. She has not tried to launch me into space.
most definitely happy birthday to Mama Till, and happy birthday to boy Corey Bliss on the stream.
Word.
Hope all the ladies throw their undergarments at you this weekend.
Yes, all news are.
Oh, nude share.
Yeah.
Get on nude share.
No subjects. Send them no subjects.
But I don't want to be wishing you a happy Father's Day next birthday. So
No bullshit.
So be careful. But yeah,
Be
another
safe
shout
on
out to all
block.
the dads out there, man. Happy Father's Day, fellas.
Yeah, happy Father's Day. I don't get enough.
Happy Father's Day, man.
Yeah, so again, I want to thank everybody for tuning into the Fight Club. I want y'all to have a good one. Be safe out there this weekend, and I'll see y'all next time.
Out here.
All right.